Alright lads, what's the crack? Here for a new season of MMC, fucking excited to get into it. Okay, very interesting, no chomp. They were playing week number 1 against Forza. Yeah, he's a really fucking bulky team. Genuinely really concerned about getting beaten down by a Scarf Jirachi, so we'll see if that ends up panning out. No Arboliva and no Garchomp is very interesting. I was really hoping to see no Jirachi, no Muck, but I was thinking that was a bit too optimistic by me. I think Torn is a pretty safe lead. If the Jirachi lead, I can scout out if it's Scarf. Doesn't really lead badly into anything. I live any hit from Val. I'm EV to be able to live a thing. I'm EV to be able to live a Stone Edge from Scarf Garchomp, so this should be fine. I think this is fine. Probably worst case scenario is he's like a lead Custap Avalugg. Although I probably see that there is like an insurance policy for Quackable and thing. Anyway, Ogerpon. Anyway, good luck, have fun to Forza. This should be hopefully a good game. Yeah, turret types in that Avalugg were those. Okay. Leads off Eel. That's fine. I can honestly see just a Volt Switch coming out here, or even a knockoff maybe. I'm honestly tempted just to knock this thing off, because getting rid of its AV would be really nice for the endgame. It's not super crucial I keep my boots. I think I will just U-turn on this thing, as much as I would love to knock it off. I think I'll just U-turn, go into Ogerpon, and it's pretty likely he could U-turn himself. Although I don't know if he'll have U-turn in this game. I think if he's going to pack Ogerpon cover, it's probably going to be Dream Punch. We'll see. I think I am going to U-turn anyway. Do very little. No Rocky Helmet. Okay. I actually see that damage. That could be pretty defense invested. Electros. That actually looks like it does have some defense investment, not just max HP, which is interesting. So it might not even be AV. Do I mind my Ogerpon Sturdy getting broken? Not really. I kind of just want this thing to be a breaker. Best case scenario is he knockoffs. If he U-turns, he probably goes into, it could be Val. Could also be Avalugg to get his Terra off. I think Ogerpon is still fine. Supercell. Okay. Interesting. So that brings me down to 223. Let's double check that damage. Actually, I need to stop looking up Ogerpon and fucking look up Cornerstone. Supercell. Yeah, that actually looks about right. That actually has a max roll on no attack. So either I got a max roll there, or it is attack invested. I think I'm fine just taking my damage on this thing. So I'll just go for a knock here. Hopefully we can catch Jirachi. He stays in. Interesting. Drain Punch? It is Drain Punch. That's fine. Getting rid of this thing's AV makes Rotom a little bit easier in the endgame. I actually don't even need to Terra, which makes my Jirachi matchup a lot better, since Garchomp isn't here. So it is fully physical by the looks of it, so it's probably... It could be U-turn last, it could be U-turn last. Do I want to sack this thing off for damage? That's the question. Do I want to sack this thing off for damage? It's not the most crucial. Muck is a little bit annoying. But other than that, I think it's actually fine. I don't really struggle too much with Vaporeon. And this thing is pretty annoying for my team. So I'd rather have it low. Do I Whisker Power Whip is the question though. I'll Power Whip. We land, nice. So we'll have this thing around, what, 40-ish%? 40-ish%? I think that's fine. Yeah. Around 30, 35. That's fine by me. I think I'm actually fine just dropping in Quackable here and going for a CC. I could Aqua Step, but I don't want to do that while Vaporeon's around. So I think I'm fine just doing this. Because he really does not have a CC switch in. Now ideally he goes Vaporeon here, and then we just have an easy 2 KO. Because then that makes Aqua Step extremely free later on. Now of course he could just sack this thing. He doesn't. Vaporeon hopefully. Well, not even use Vaporeon. So this should always be a 2-shot. Yeah, thanks to my black belt, that's always a 2-shot, which is beautiful. Pretty much the whole reason why we brought black belt on this thing. So I'm just going to click it again. It's literally a guarantee to a KO. I don't think there's any rolls involved, unless I calced wrong. I'm double checking my calcs because I don't trust myself sometimes. Like, this is the whole reason why I brought black belt on this thing. Yeah. So we're just going to CC again. There's no immunity yet. The Diablo could definitely be Terra Ghost. But yeah, this CC does 51% minimum. So it should be fine. Actually, looking at the roll, there actually is only a 94% chance for me to 2-shot. But we'll just ignore that. So to switch out into my sack the eel. Cyber Hammy. Oh, Val. Okay, is it booster? It is booster. We raised the booster early, which is fantastic. Oh my god. I love you, Quackable. I love you. That would have been an insane Aqua Step, but there was no way I was doing that. Now, I could go into gold here. My Fez with Payappa will live a SD boosted Zen Headbutt. I believe I should live Knock into Zen Headbutt as well. Let me just double check that. To Fez. No, Fez. Yeah, we do live that, so I'm just going to go Fez here. Fez is my very safe play. The only way this really goes wrong is if, God forbid, we get a flinch. Spirit Break, so it is physical. That's fine. I could try and predict, but I'm not playing around with the booster Val. I can try to play around with it a bit more when it's not booster energy boosted, but for now I'm going for a Moonblast. For now I'm going for a Moonblast. So let's see now. Either Muck or Jirachi is pretty much a very safe switch-in. He could go into Vaporeon to try and get health back. If he goes into Eel and have a 2 KO on that. Does go into Muck. Okay. Is Black Sludge. Okay. It is Black Sludge on Muck. I don't know if I really fear this thing. The special attack drop from Spear Break is kind of annoying. I don't really know how much I fear this thing. If it's Curse, it does actually get a bit obnoxious. Yeah, if it's Curse, it actually does get really obnoxious. Then go just U-turn. My play might have to be U-turn onto Quaquaval to try to prevent any of that. Yeah, I think it might have to be, unfortunately. Because at least Quaquaval can try to pressure this thing, get it into range of Torn or Gold. But at least we force Val to use up its booster energy very early. So yeah, we're just going to go into Quaquaval here, unfortunately. It is kind of my best option against a Curse set right now. I kind of wish I brought Terra Steel on Rotom, that would have been great against this Muck. But I'm more scared of Garchomp. Yeah, unfortunately I think Quaquaval is the play. I'm very likely to get poisoned here, but I think that's fine. He could just go for a knock as well. Okay. Does Poison Jab. No poison, which is very lucky. That was a 60% chance. That was a 60% chance. Does he go hard Vaporeon here? He could just sack off Vaporeon here to get a... He could just sack off Vaporeon here. Let's see. I think it is worth my time to CC. Even if it does lead to Quaquaval more than likely dying to a Poison Jab plus Poison, I think it is worth my time to prevent Vaporeon from healing up. CC. I probably should have Aqua Step there. I'm probably playing too cautiously around Vaporeon. There's Poison Jab, but wearing down his walls very nicely. Okay, so he does get the Poison Touch. Like I said, all of his walls are very worn down now. Eel is low, Vaporeon's low. Live on 1, which means we do get a KO. It's probably just Eel. I don't think I'm playing this game the best, but it's fine. To be honest, now that Muck is gone, like Muck being gone is huge, because now that Muck is gone, my Gold does look a lot better, and also so does Rotom. So yeah, we're just going to CC here. Pretty much just claims a KO. It's probably just an Eel sack. I would be fine with a Muck sack though. To be honest, I would be fine with a Muck sack. I should have Aqua Step there, damn it. I was playing way too cautiously around Vaporeon. To swap out into Val? Do you have potential Val sack? Is this a roll? It's not a roll. Whew, alright, we claim Val. I will absolutely take that. I will absolutely take that. Oh my god. I did not expect a Val sack. Moxie, let's go. Yeah, pretty much Ogerpon and Quackavolt have done their jobs. They've broken down the walls, which is exactly what I needed. And even killed the biggest threat. Do I should go Torn here? Torn is very safe. Rotom matches up well into most of their remaining team. Especially Jirachi. Gold looks fantastic, but I don't want to use it just yet. I think Torn is just pretty safe. It is pretty bad against Eel, which is kind of the bad thing. I think I'll go Gold. Gold is pretty much solid into anything. I think I'll just go Gold here. Okay, it is Avalog. It is Avalog. Now I actually don't have to Terra Rotom, which means I'm less weak to a Scarf Jirachi in the endgame. So I think I actually am fine with just Shadow Balling, possibly. I don't want to bring this thing into a potential Costa. If we go Golden Go. Avalog. If it's fully spit def, does it take 2? It does. I think I'll still Shadow Ball. Scout out, see what his Terra type is. It could be Terra Water. I'll just Shadow Ball. It does withdraw. If he goes into Eel, it's a kill. Vaporeon's a kill. Muck. Okay, it does go into Eel. That's actually perfectly fine. I don't even know if this kills immediately, but the follow-up will. A Nasty Plot would have been amazing there. Amazing. But this is absolutely fine. Like with Val being gone, we're not really super threatened. That's a kill from Golden Go. Like I said, with no chomping here and no Val, this is just a pretty great game state, I think. Now Scarf Jirachi can still pull off some miracles, so I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. Not by a long shot. That would have been a great Nasty Plot though. I think it actually would have just been gamified Nasty Plotted. And actually, because I know I was just afraid of Strong Jaw Crunch. Muck, I think this dies, no? You could be going into Vaporeon to try to get the special attack drop. If we go Muck. If it's fully spit def against Golden Go. $34 to $40 for Make It Rain, yeah. I'll go for it. If he goes on Vaporeon, I think it's fine. Yeah, we'll just go for a Make It Rain. If he goes on Vaporeon, it's fine. It should always kill. It does kill. Beautiful. Second kill for gold on the board. Like I said, Ogerpon and Quackavolt just doing their jobs, breaking down the bulk very, very early. Which was really what I needed. And like I said, no Garchomp being here makes my life so much easier. The fact they brought out Muck first definitely means he might not even, does he even have like Fire Punch on Jirachi? Vaporeon. Now, do I want to stay in a nasty plot? I don't take much from this thing, but it does put me in a bit of a worse spot against Jirachi, although I do have room in the back. I think I'm fine just staying in a nasty plotting, honestly. Because I don't see an alluring voice coming out this turn. And now I'm basically putting Quackable's work to waste. But I think this is fine. Yeah, I think I'm fine just going for a nasty plot here. Wish. Okay. That's fine. Let's see what our best play is here. Shadow Ball at +1. Has a very, very low chance of killing. So I think my best play is just a nasty plot up again and get the 2-shot. Yeah, I think it's just nasty plot up again and get the 2-shot. Is my best play. Since it has a very low shot at killing. He'll Scald. No burn, please. No burn. Beautiful. Okay, so we can just go for our 2-shot here. Nothing comes in on this. A burn would be unfortunate. No burn. Amazing. I'm very tempted to recover up here. I'm very tempted to recover up for Jirachi. Does this thing have Protect? Even if it does have Protect, I don't think it's an issue, really. I think I'm fine going for a recover, honestly. Risking the Skull Burn. We dodge it again. That's actually fantastic. Oh my god. I'm getting very lucky this game. And I actually have no problem in saying that. We dodged one of the Muck poisons, and we dodged 3 Skull Burns. That's actually super fortunate. Super, super fortunate. Now again, I don't know how much the Skull Burn would matter in the long run. It really depends on his Jirachi set. If it's Scarf Jirachi, then it could have mattered. Especially if it's Scarf Jirachi with Fire Punch. Jirachi comes out. I believe Scarf Jirachi with Fire Punch doesn't even kill me. Come on, Fire Punch. No. Fire Punch. Yeah, Scarf Jirachi with Fire Punch actually doesn't kill me. So I'm actually completely fine just firing off Shadow Ball. Iron Head, oh here it comes. Here it comes. Flinched, yeah. Here it comes. And Fire Punch is now in KO range. Oh wow. So it wasn't Scarf. It just had enough speed to outspeed me. Which is interesting because I was speed creeping at 24 speed Jirachi. I don't know if Forza thought I was in range. That was a roll, actually. That was a roll to kill me. Well, actually, depends on his attack investment. Anyway. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine sacking off gold here. I'm just going for a Shadow Ball. All depends if it's sturdy or not. If it's sturdy, gold will get the last kill, but if it's not, then... Okay, it's not, wow. With Strong Jaw. So gold gets the final kill. Alright, Golden Go putting in a champion performance. Week 1 against Forza. GG's, man. Yeah, that game was really fortunate my way. The only time I got kind of unlucky was the flinch, but even then that's more in your favour. But yeah, really solid way to start the season. So I suppose we'll see you next week now for week 2 against Elliot. That'll be a good one. Look forward to it.